All right, for tonight, we're going to work on the lips. So I have here Alizarin Crimson, Cadmium Red Medium, or Cadmium Red Light, and raw umber. I have a round brush, 2 sizes, medium and small. And I'm going to start with mixing Alizarin Crimson and Cadmium Red Medium, kind of like a mid-tone. Just extend a bit the mouth, maybe with the smaller brush. Right here, upper lip and lower lip. This is just for me to gauge the shape, kind of. All right, let's take smaller brush now because I'm gonna go to the corner. Clean up a bit because it's a bit with this color, it's a bit light for the corner here to extend the corner, the mouth. So what I'm going to do is, instead of using Alizarin Crimson and Cadmium Red Medium, I'll just extend the corner a bit with the dark color. So now I'm going to take raw umber and put it in that same mixture of both colors.
She looks very goth. Evil?
She looks evil?
Evil like Marilyn Manson?
Yes, tell us. What do you mean?
The male singer Marilyn Manson.
Yes. Yes. Who said she looks evil?
Mom said she looks evil because I think that's what she thought she heard.
No, I said she looks very goth.
Yes, that's what I heard.
I knew that.
Oh my Lord. All right. Don't make me make a mistake. All right, I think we're good. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's highlight a bit so we can see what we're doing. This is good. Oh my God, my shadows. All right, let's highlight. I'm gonna highlight with titanium buff, not white, titanium buff, because it's not as strong. Oh, she looks serious. You can't mess with her.
Not with those glasses.
No.
It's beautiful. Pouting too much to be serious.
She's what?
She's pouting too much to be serious.
Okay. So let's go into highlight mode. Let's highlight where I am highlighting where I'm seeing the light on the lips. Okay. Usually the lower lip is lighter than the upper lip. But today we'll just kind of follow what we're seeing in there. We don't have to follow too much, but okay. Mid-tone. You know, acrylic dries darker, so I'm just kind of trying to highlight slowly and go back where I highlighted and adjust the value. You know what, I'm going to do it my way.
Okay.
I'm going to keep the upper lip darker than the lower lip if possible. Kind of go back into the corners of the lip right here. Darken a little bit. Usually with lips, you use the color of the skin and you add a bit of red in it. This is like way too, you know, it's like she has really strong lipstick on. So I'm going to let it dry a bit and see if I want to go back to it, if there's any kind of adjustment that needs to be done. But for now, it's fine. I don't see that we need anything else to be done. That's good enough. As long as the shape is good. And then we'll let it rest and come back to it if it needs to be adjusted. I'm going to pause. Right, now for the lenses of the glasses, we have Payne's Gray, and that says Payne's Gray Golden, so it has a bit more blue in it, and Cerulean Blue. So we're going to take some Payne's Gray. I'm using a round brush. And the more I go down, going to switch slowly to add Cerulean Blue now. Yeah, it needs white, for sure. Now Payne's gray again. And when we highlight it, will look good. All right. Okay, let's give it a bit of better shape. Let's put some white so we can see. You can see the pattern or the shape that we're working on. I'm going to clean my brush, take cerulean with a bit of Payne's gray, so it's not like just cerulean. A little bit of Payne's gray, white.
It looks nice.
It's starting to look nice, yes. And let's kind of create an interesting reflection in there. Okay. We need to adjust this, but that's okay. I'll adjust it with Payne's gray after. Let's continue now with whatever I'm seeing in there. Now this blue that I'm putting in here we will have to then work with a blue background, because that is the background. The blue is the background. It's okay. We will find a nice color. soften a bit this part. So we have two strong kind of lines in there, and the rest is soft. And they're shorter, so they're kind of following the shape of her face.
Oh, it's difficult.
Yeah, it's fine. It's difficult but doable. All right, gonna move on to the next one. All right, Payne's Gray. Then, actually, you know what? I'm gonna do the whole thing Payne's Gray, and I'll add the blue on top. It's dark Payne's Gray on top, the upper part, and then it becomes lighter, kind of the bottom with the highlights or pattern that's there. All right, let's do that. Cerulean Blue. Payne's Gray right now is, the Payne's Gray I have now is wet. So when I put the Cerulean Blue on it, it's not gonna be sharp, but that's good. Because what I want to do right now is just place where the pattern is and the shape of the pattern before I decide, before I highlight the blue part. Add white to blue to cerulean. Highlight and highlight right here. Again. Now cerulean should be, I mean the Payne's Gray should be dry by now. And then I can add more of the cerulean blue and it will look good. All right. Let's highlight a little bit this part. And highlight right here. Tiny bit. It's all like, these are reflections, and reflections are only shapes and values. So it's not, it's easier to do when you look at them as shapes. Oh, a little bit of highlight in here, or blue, light blue, and a dot right there. Okay, I'll let it dry a bit and I'll see if it needs to be adjusted, but from right now I see that this part needs to be highlighted at the bottom. Also this one here can be highlighted a bit, and this part. Okay, and also a little bit here. Oh, we're gonna leave it. I'm gonna stop. All right. For the rim of the glasses, we're going to use yellow ochre and raw umber as a base, and then we will highlight with other colors, Naples yellow or titanium buff with yellow ochre, or even a touch of cadmium yellow light. But for the base, we're just going to paint, mix a mid-tone and paint the rim. So we can highlight over a color. This will give us a good base. And then we can take it from there. Then highlighting over this will be easy. All right, we have to be careful down here, but that's okay. I can extend the lens to make this part thinner, lower part that I'm painting right now. To make it thinner, I can extend the blue of on the lens. And over here. Okay. Thin. And now we have to put this part. So over this, we can shape the glasses any way we want. But if we want to keep this part down here thinner, all I have to do is push the Payne's gray out and make this rim thinner. But before I do this, I'm going to highlight it to see if it's needed, if I need to do that. Okay. All right, let's try. I think let's try to highlight and see what happens. I'm going to take yellow ochre and put Naples yellow. No, doesn't work. All right, let's try white. Naples yellow makes it a bit more kind of on the off-white instead of gold. Let's see, yellow ochre and white. Creamy. Okay, one more. Cadmium yellow light. Because every time I'm mixing white with earth tones, I'm getting a cream color. So if I add a tiny bit or a bit of cadmium yellow light, and then I add white, then I would get more like a gold color, yellow. See? Because what I'm going to do with this color that I'm mixing right now is just kind of this detail of the rim. Let's bring in a tiny bit more of yellow ochre in here. Tone down this gold yellow with yellow ochre. Rim. I'm not going to paint everything I see there. There's a lot of detail. I'm just going to put a couple just to make it interesting. Dots, more like a dots in here, or a hint of something happening. I can always go back and soften or adjust the color. The color is more on the yellow side, and on the actual, in the reference, it's more kind of on the earthy color, not yellow. I don't know what's happening here, too much detail. Okay. I'm just adding a tiny bit of raw umber in here, in that highlights. In the highlights I'm using. I'm putting a bit of raw umber just to tone it down. Whoa, what happened? Because this part I am assuming that the artist or photographer or whatever artist who did this wanted to show that this part right here is darker than this with the glasses. Let's darken a bit right here.
Very nice.
Oh, thank you. And put some detail. Let's highlight a bit here so we can get some shape or movement or pattern or something, so it's not flat. Highlight a bit with a tiny bit of white so I can get some dots going on here. And over here too. A little bit of something right down here. Payne's gray, only Payne's gray, on a round, small brush. And I'm going to turn it around because my hand is casting a shadow. So I'm going to turn it around and then get this Payne's gray inside the lens like this. It gives it depth. Go back to the toned down brown, which is I think I added a bit of raw umber into the combination of yellow ochre and white, and I'm going to put it here, and then behind that I'm going to put shadow of the glasses on her skin, and it's just, I'm going to use raw umber. I'll put a bit of white. Oh, yeah, a bit of white and raw umber. Soften the edge. Edge is really soft here. I'm softening it with water. Now, again, I have to turn it around so I can rub this area and make it softer, so it's not harsh. You know, acrylic dries very harsh if it's not done properly. And I'm going to dab it, and let's see. It's good. We don't want to put too much there, so that's fine. Once we put the hat, we paint the hat, it will soften this big area. All right. Okay. Let's go back and just work a bit on the glasses now. I'm going to take white. Let's put some yellow ochre in here. Yellow ochre and white. And let's get some lighter dots, kind of like a reflection of light. Light reflection here. These are like little kind of detail that shows that this is a metal or gold. And that these glasses have details, interesting detail. This is just raw umber and white. And I'm going to put a bit of raw umber and white right here, where the glasses sits on her nose, so it doesn't look like it's flat. This can take a bit of shadow, darker. That's raw umber and white. More kind of raw umber in here. Clean my brush, and I'm just going to come here. I should be using burnt umber here. It's a skin tone, so it shouldn't be a raw umber. Right. Actually, okay. Like I mentioned before, once the hat is on, it will look fine. I'm just softening a bit that shadow in here. Okay. Let's highlight a little bit more glass, the rim in certain areas, and we're good. I'm highlighting them with white and yellow ochre, but more white. Okay.
Lovely layout.
Oh, thank
Very
you.
lovely.
I will be looking online to see the rest of it. I'm getting sleepy.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good night.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Night. Night, John Boy. Sorry.
I think I'll take off too.
All right, Gary. So good to see you.
Yes.
Yes, Gary.
Good night.
Good night.
And bon voyage.
Yes. Have a great trip.
Thank you.
I think we're good.
Huh?
I
That
think
looks
we're
great.
okay. Let's pause. All right. This part is done for tonight. And next week we'll work on the hair. Maybe the hat. So this is done.